Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think in here is gentlemen already, yes. I'm sorry for a long delay for beginning our presentation. And then here, uh, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Vika Priyanti, and I will be serving you as moderator for this session. It is a great honor to welcome you all to the International Conference on Interdisciplinary for Sustainable Development, Interdisch 2025, organized by APTISI Commissariat 6B in collaboration with Universitas Informatika dan Bisnis Indonesia Unibi. We truly appreciate your presence today and hope this session will be insightful and engaging for everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, I would like to briefly introduce you, distinct speaker for this session. Our first presenter are Mr. Ari Usman from Universitas Informatika dan Bisnis Indonesia, and then Mr. Agung Pramayuda from Universitas Informatika dan Bisnis Indonesia, and then Mr. Rizky Baihaki from Universitas Informatika dan Bisnis Indonesia, and then Mr. Tatang Sudrajat from Universitas Langlang Buana, and Mr. Hendy Endrawan from Perbanas Institute. Before the presentation begin, I kindly remind all participants to first maintain order and keep microphone mute during the presentation. Post your question in the chat box or use the raise hand feature, and participate actively during the Q&A session after each presentation. Your cooperation will ensure a smooth and productive session. Without further ado, I am pleased to invite Mr. Ari Usman. Mr. Ari Usman to present their topic titled The Meaning of College Education for Working Students. The presentation will last approximately 10 minutes, followed by a quick Q&A session with a maximum of 2 questions or 5 minutes. Mr. Ari Usman, the floor is yours.
Hello everyone, my name is Ari Usman and I'm a lecturer from Universitas Informatika dan Bisnis Indonesia. Thank you for being here today. I am very honored to have the opportunity to present my research titled The Meaning of College Educations for Working Students. Well, this study explores the meaning of college educations for working students, individuals whose academic journey differs significantly from that of regular students. This research uses a qualitative method with a phenomenological approach. Data were collected through interviews, observations, and literature study. The findings of this study reveal 4 distinct meanings of college educations for working students that will be discussed further in the presentations. This research started from the phenomena that education is considered very important in today's society. Education, especially higher education, is believed to help people achieve a better life. But unfortunately, not everyone can go to college right after graduating from high school. Some people, due to certain reasons, including economic factors, need to start working immediately after finishing school. However, this does not close the opportunity for them to attend college while working. Many universities now offer evening or weekend classes, especially for working students. So, based on that background, this research will explore the meaning of college educations from the perspective of working students in Indonesia. The main focus is to understand how they viewed their college experience within the context of their challenging daily lives. The study is expected to provide a deeper understanding of the values they associate with their educations. Well, this research uses a qualitative method with a phenomenological approach. Well, I chose phenomenology because I want to explore the deep awareness of the informants regarding their experiences as working students. The informants were selected purposefully. They are students who work during the day and attend evening class. And I have two informants selected in this research. Well, during data analysis, I applied a bracketing or epoch by reading all the data without judgment or personal bias. For data validations, I applied the four trustworthiness criteria, which is credibility, transferability, dependability, and confirmability. The findings of the research reveal four distinct meanings based on the participants' experiences. First, college education as an act of financial independence. Students who choose to enroll in working class college programs usually have financial reasons. In many cases, they have to pay for their own educations because they cannot fully rely on their parents or family support. Well, first informant said that since she graduated from a vocational high school, she felt it was important to get a job first. Once she has secured a job, then she will pay for college on her own. The second informant said that when he decided to apply for college, he didn't want to use his parents' money. He had made a personal commitment that his parents would only need to support his educations up to high school. Well, the second meaning is college educations as a form of self-actualizations. Self-actualizations is a process of realizing and fulfilling one's potential and capabilities, while it involves striving to become the best versions of oneself through personal growth and self-discovery. And higher education plays a significant role here. The first informant shared that when she decided to enroll in an employee class program, many of her friends and even her parents doubted her decisions. Some people even responded with skepticism. However, she managed to overcome those doubts by showing achievements both at work and in her studies. Eventually, after seeing the progress she made, those same people began to praise and support her. Meanwhile, the second informant said that his parents only graduated from high school, but they fully supported his decisions to continue his educations at the college level. In the beginning, some people made negative comments and doubt him, but he didn't let those comments bother him. He believed that he was capable of doing both. In the end, those people become more friendly because they admired the fact that he could balance both work and college. Well, the third meaning is college education as a means to gain knowledge. College education offers far more than just a degree. It nurtures intellectual growth, resilience, and a deeper understanding of oneself. University students engage in critical thinking and complex problem solving through diverse learning formats like discussions, projects, and presentations. The first informant said that going to college is not about earning a degree but also a way to develop herself, broaden her knowledge, build connections, shape a more critical way of thinking, and develop a more professional attitude. The second informant said that he feels that since he started attending lectures, his communication style has become more improved. He also noticed the benefits of the critical thinking skills taught classes. What's even more interesting is that some of the course materials have proven useful in his daily work. He shared that college has greatly supported his job. Well, the fourth meaning is college education as a means to achieve a better future. College is a long-term investment. While it may require time, money, and effort, the knowledge and skills gained can last a lifetime. A college degree often opens doors to stable and rewarding careers, which can lead to financial security in the future. The first informant explained that she sees college as a form of a long-term investment that can help her achieve a better future. She believes that education is a path to change and success. Success means being able to get a better job. This was agreed by the second informant, who stated that although his current job provides a decent income, he still hopes that to have a better job with a much higher salary. He explained that in the future he plans to have a family, so he needs a more stable and secure job. So the conclusions of this research are: first, the results reflect deeper personal and professional significance of higher education of working students. Second, the findings demonstrate that pursuing higher education holds profound and multifaceted meaning of these individuals. Third, the meaning of college education for working students is reflected in four main themes that emphasize that higher education is not only about earning a degree, but also about resilience, determination, and long-term personal development. This concludes my presentations. Well, I hope it was helpful. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ari Usman, for such an informative and comprehensive presentation. Now we move on to our Q&A session. Due to time constraint, this is any question for Mr. Ari Usman? For Mr. Ari Usman? Due to time constraint, we will be taking only one question, maybe from the audience. There is any question for Mr. Ari Usman? Ah, nothing. Okay. This is maybe come to me. The question is, how does your position as a researcher influence the finding of this study, Mr. Ari Usman? Maybe kindly share your response.
Okay, all right. Thank you for asking. Well, I'll explain it from my perspective. First, I need to emphasize that in qualitative research, especially phenomenology, the researcher is considered the main instrument. This means that my own background and experiences can affect the way I collect and interpret the data. And I was aware of this from the beginning, so I tried to be careful and reflective in every step of the research process. And I practice what is called as bracketing. In simple terms, it means trying to set aside my own opinions, assumptions, and personal experiences so that they will not dominate the findings. For example, since I was also a student, I might have my own ideas about studying while working, But I tried to suspend those thoughts and focus on what the participants actually said. And I also applied reflexivity, which means being constantly aware of how my role and positions might shape the research. While I often ask myself questions like, am I interpreting this based on the participant's perspective or based on my own? This habit helped me to stay close to the data and avoid misrepresenting their experiences. And I also understand that meaning in phenomenology is not something fixed, but it is co-constructed through interactions. When I ask questions, sometimes the participants reflected more deeply, and together we arrive at new insights. So the findings are not only their words, but also the result of our dialogue during the interviews. And finally, even though bias can never be completely eliminated, well, I try to minimize it by being transparent and consistent. I use verbatim transcripts, and I also ask for support from literature to strengthen my interpretations. In this way, I believe the findings still reflect the true experiences of the participants as much as possible. Well, I use phenomenology to explore the lived experiences of working students because it allows me to understand how they give meaning to their own journey. The findings reflect what Max van Manen describes as lived experience, where education is not just an academic process, but deeply personal. And meanwhile, Mustakas emphasized that phenomenology helps uncover the essence of such experiences, showing that for working students, college is both a challenge and a meaningful pathway toward shaping their identity and future. Well, that's my answer. Thank you, and I'll return it to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ari Usman, for both the presentation and your insightful answer. It is very interesting about working student. That was indeed a very comprehensive presentation. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now as we move to the next session, it is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Agung Pramayuda, who will present loan to deposit ratio as an indicator for banking liquidity. Mr. Agung, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. I'm Agung Pramayuda from IB. I will present the result of my research entitled Loan to Deposit Ratio as an Indicator of Banking Liquidity. Study on Conventional Commercial Bank KBMI 3. Okay, introduction. Banks play a crucial role in a country economy, particularly in assisting those in need of funds and those with excess of funds. This makes liquidity management a crucial component in maintaining stability banking performance. In this regard, the loan-to-deposit ratio is a key indicator of how well banks can channel public saving into productive sector through credit without compromising the quality of their liquidity. Amidst the global and domestic economy dynamic following the COVID-19 pandemic, LDR management has become increasingly important. A Hegler LDR value indicates a lower liquidity capability for the bank in question. Conventional Commercial Bank (KBMI3), a group of banks with substantial core capital, okay, make a significant contribution to the national financial system. Therefore, to understand how this ratio affect liquidity performance, it is important to analyze the LDR indicator for this group. Okay, a loan to deposit ratio KBMI3 period 2020 to 2024. Okay, based on table, it can be said that in general, most banks experience a decrease in LDR in 2020 2021, likely due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, which caused its decrease in credit demand, while third-party funds increase as people restrained consumption and shifted to saving. Then, in 2022 to 2023, LDR tended to recover or increase in line with the national economic recovery. According to Bank Indonesia Regulation number 15 slash 7 BBI slash 2013 concerning the second amendment to the Bank Indonesian Regulation number 12 slash 19 slash PBI slash 2010 concerning minimum statutory reserve for commercial bank at Bank Indonesia in rupiah and foreign currency. It is stated that the lower limit of the loan to deposit ratio target 78%, while to upper limit of the loan deposit ratio target is 92%. Okay, the purpose of the study to analyze the LDR condition of KBMI3 and to determine the extent to which banking management can manage repaired fund and distribute credit proportionally. The urgency of the research lays not only a theoretical aspect but also in practical aspect, given that LDR is used by regulation to monitor bank financial health and as an indicator of liquidity and financial performance. Okay, the research method, the loan to deposit ratio is used to measure or assess bank liquidity level. The data used in this study are secondary data source from financial statement obtained from the Indonesian Stock Exchange website. The collection technique uses a documentary which involves collecting, studying, and analyzing secondary data, specifically LDR data. The data analysis method uses qualitative descriptive analysis, a method of discussing problem to describe, elaborates, and compares data or condition and explain them in such a way that a conclusion can be drawn and then compare with the LDR ratio profession in accord with the Bank Indonesia Regulation number 15/7 slash PBI slash 2013. Okay, the result and discussion and number one, banks with higher LDR, okay, uh, BTPN or Bank Tabungan Pensiunan Nasional had a very high LDR. Yeah. In 2020, 134.20% and continue to increase to 147% in 2024. This increase, this BTPN is aggressively calling for to lending. A very high LDR can reflect aggressive growth in lending, but it also indicated that the banks may face greater liquidity risk. Okay, and Bank Danamon Indonesia, BTN, Bank Pen Indonesia also show quite high LDRs, exceeding 92% and increasing to near 100% in 2024, okay, indicating a tendency to maximum fund raise for lending, okay. Banks with HLDR indicated tendency to extend more loans. However, will banks can generate high profit from lending. This is because they cold face liquidity difficult if they're in urgent needs to pay short-term obligation. Okay, bank of BTPN, for example, has a very high LDR. Okay, indicating aggressive lending will this offer high profit potential. Okay, the bank must ensure sound liquidity risk management. Okay, and the two banks with medium LDR. Okay, Maybank Indonesia, Bank CIMB, Niaga, and BJB show more state LDR figures. Okay, ranging for 78 to 19%. Okay, this bank maintains a healthier balance between lending and liquidity reserve. Okay, this LDR performance indicated a more moderate strategy in distributing loans and maintaining stability. Banks with this type of LDR are more stable in the face of market change, okay, or unexpected situation because they maintain a healthy balance between loans and cash reserves. Therefore, banks with a moderate LDR tends to be cautious in distributing credit, okay, to avoid the liquidity issue. Okay. And number three, banks with a lower LDR. Okay, this Bank Mega, Bank OCBC, and ISP. Okay, Permata Bank have a lower LDR with a rate below 78%. Okay, this suggests these banks are more conservative in their lending and focus more on maintaining a secure cash reserve or liquidity. Okay, they may choose to be more cautious in taking risk by maintaining more funds in deposit or safer investment. Although this may reduce potential return from loans, it increases the bank results in the face of economic uncertainty. Okay, banks with low LDR tends to avoid liquidity risk and focus more on the security on their fund. Also, they may not maximum their lending potential. Okay, and the last LDR trend from year to year. Okay, in general, many banks saw a steady increase in their LDR from 2020 to 2024 indicating that they were become more aggressive in lending. Okay, this called reflect confidence in economic growth or in efforts to capitalize, okay, on market opportunity. However, there were some decline in LDR in 2021, as seen to UAB Bank, maybe, which shows sharp decline in 2023 from to 74% to 69%, okay, indicating tightening of credit policy or decline in loan demand. Okay, okay, and the next conclusion, okay, on the loan to deposit ratio is a crucial indicator for assessing a bank liquidity. Okay, the LDR measure how much of the fund collect from a customer in the form of deposit are used to disburse credit. Okay, this ratio is calculated by comparing the bank's total loans to the total fund collect from customer. Therefore, the LDR serves as a tool to determine the extent to which bank allocates fund collects in the form of loan to debtor and the extent to which the bank meet short-term liquidity. Okay, banks with the high LDR generate more income from loan, but expand of greater liquidity risk. Conversely, banks with a low LDR focus more on preserving cash reserves and mitigating liquidity risk. Although they may not fully realize their credit potential. Therefore, the ideal LDR is a balance point providing banks with flexibility in lending while maintaining their liquidity health. Okay, maybe that's all I can say. I hope it's useful. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Agung Pramayuda, for the excellent presentation. We have now reached our Q&A and discussion segment. Uh, we have received one question from Mr. Ari Usman. Maybe the question is, how can we determine whether the banking LDR is good for maintaining liquidity? Mr. Agung, kindly share your question.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Okay, the question is good question. How can we determine whatever the banking LDR is a good for maintaining liquidity? Okay, a bank's LDR is said to be good or stable if it is within the lower limit ratio range of 78% and the upper limit of 92% in according with Bank Indonesian regulation number, okay, 12 slash 19 slash PBI slash 2010. Okay, so that the ideal LDR is a balance point, okay, giving banks flexibility, distributing credit, will maintain the health of their liquidity. Okay, I hope this helpful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you
Excuse
so
me,
much.
Doctor. Hello, Miss Vika. I'm operator.
Oh, yeah,
Can you
yeah.
hear me?
Yes,
Uh,
I can hear you, Mr.
can
Bagas.
I call Mr. Gary, do you have a video,
Oh, Mr.
live or
Gary,
record?
Yeah,
Uh, do you have a video, record or live?
record.
Oh, record. Okay. For Mr. Handy, I'm sorry, Mr. Handy,
Yes.
I will confirmation. Do you have send a link video to operator?
No. I will be. I
No,
will
live.
live
Okay, thank you.
presentation.
For
Yeah.
Mr. Ali, Mr. Ali.
We are together, Pak Bagas,
Okay.
me,
Oh,
Gary, and
together.
Ali. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Together.
Live to presentation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For Mr. Ali Rashid, can you hear me? Mr.
Yes.
Ali, uh, are you presentation record or live?
No, Mr. Ali is together with us,
Oh,
Pak Bagas. Yeah.
okay. Sip.
So
Okay, just
me,
watching, right?
Gary, and Ali. Yeah,
Oh,
together.
okay, one team. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Handy to live to presentation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
Thank
to
you.
beg you. Okay, thank you, Miss Pika.
Okay. There was advertising maybe ya. Let's continue. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Agung Pramayuda, for the presentation and your insightful answer. And then, ladies and gentlemen, now as we move to next session, it is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Rizky Baihaki, who will present how the title is How Did Kompas.com and CNNindonesia.com frame Deddy Mulyadi's vasectomy program proposal differently in their news coverage. Okay, Mr. Rizky, the floor is yours.
Hi, my name is Rishi Bayahaki and I'm a student of communication science. Today I will present and analyze on media framing by Kompas.com and CNN.com. Regarding the vasectomy program disclosure proposed by Deddy Mulyadi. I hope this presentation will provide useful insight into how media shapes public reception on sensitive social issues through framing. Vasectomy as male contraception method remained controversial in Indonesia. When Deddy Mulyadi proposed vasectomy as a condition for social assistance receivement, it sparked public debate. Kompas.com and CNNindonesia.com covered this topic but framed the issue differently, shaping public opinion in distinct ways. Research objective. Our research aimed to analyze and compare how these two media outlets frame the issue, using and meant for framing element. 1. Problem definition. 2. Cause diagnosis. 3. Moral judgment. And 4. Suggestion solution. Framing in Kompas.com. Kompas.com framed the problem as controversy and strong rejection of the program, highlighting human rights and religious concern. The cause in the link to the Mulyadi statement about poor family with many children. This moral judgment is the reversal is unethical and discriminatory. Kompas.com suggests rejecting the police and clarify it is not official. framing in cnnindonesia.com. On the other hand, cnnindonesia.com framed the problem as a public misunderstanding of the Dimyadi statement, the cause in public misinterpretation and overinterpretation, moral judgment, emphasize the importance of clear communication. The suggested solution is to provide official clarification and confirm there is no concern involved. Comparison of framing. Comparison of framing. Kompas.com stresses controversy and human rights issue cause the controversial statement, viewing the voice and unethical CNN.com sees the issue as a misunderstanding due to public misinterpretation and highlight the need for clear communication and official clarification. Their solution different accordingly. Consolation in Consolation, Kompas.com and CNN.com frame the same issue with different perspective. Kompas.com take a critical and skeptical stance, while CNNindonesia.com focus the clarification and claiming public concern. This analyze how media framing significantly influence public perception of sensitive social issues such as the vasectomy program. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rizky, for engaging presentation. We will now proceed with a short Q&A session, maybe. And there is one question from Mr. Agung. What is the main difference in framing between Kompas.com and CNNindonesia.com in reporting this issue? Maybe Mr. Rizky, please share your answer. Mr. Rizky, are you still with us? Okay, Mr. Rizky. Hello, Mr. Rizky. There is any trouble? Okay. Maybe, ladies and gentlemen, we move to for a presenter. Maybe we are now moving on for presenter with Mr. Tatang Sudrajat from Universitas Langlang Buana. Mr. Tatang Sudrajat, already with us, Mr. Tatang? Ya, sudah ada ya. Oke, Mr. Tatang, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I introduce myself. My name is Tatang Sudrajat from Sangga Buana University, Bandung, and my friend Indrawati from Langlang Buana University, Bandung. The title of my research is Student Environmental Awareness and Citizenship Course as Educational Policy Perspective. Introduction. Currently, the Indonesian nation and state are facing several very serious problems, including worsening environmental damage. This occurs not only on land but also in the waters and ocean, with a significant impact on various aspects of people's lives. In daily life, through media coverage, various forms of behavior by some citizens that are completely indifferent to environmental sustainability are still clearly visible. This situation is very serious issue and should not be addressed with careless attitude, decisions, or behaviors, as it has become a matter of public interest. This reckless treatment of the natural environment is a clear betrayal of the values of patriotism and evidence of irresponsible citizen behaviors as mandated by the Constitution. This deliberate behavior of environmental destruction, particularly for economic reasons, is now like a mental virus that has infected a significant portion of society. Therefore, one of the stakeholders involved in environmental issues is higher education, which through its instrumental role can contribute to saving the environment from further damage. As an institution providing higher education, it plays a strategic role in internalizing environmental awareness through the learning process. Furthermore, this strategic role also aligns with one of the goals of higher education, as stated in Article 5, namely developing students with potential to become individuals who believe in and fear God Almighty and possess noble character, are healthy, knowledgeable, capable, creative, independent skills, competence, and culture for the benefit of the nations. To this end, the government issued the decrees of the Director General of Higher Education, Dirjen Dikti, concerning guidelines for the implementation of compulsory courses in the higher education curriculum, with the acronym MKWK, one of which is citizenships. The issuance of this Dirjen Dikti clearly demonstrates that underlying sociological public interest, demonstrating public official responsiveness to environmental degradation as a problem that threatens the survival of the nation and states. In this context, the policy of fostering environmental awareness in students through citizenship course has philosophical, educational, political, and operational relevance. This study aims to analyze the substance of educational policies regarding the importance of environmental awareness for students through civic course from the perspective of public policy and educational policies. Methods. This research used normative juridical, qualitative, and literature review methods. The normative juridical method focuses on all state and government regulation directly or indirectly related to the importance of environmental awareness education through civic courses, which are compulsory courses at universities. Qualitative methods were employed using in-depth interview with several lecturers and students from 4 universities in Bandung and Cimahi, West Java Province, Sangga Buana Universities, Pasundan Universities, Widyatama University, and Jenderal Ahmad Yani University. Result and discussion. Profile, hierarchy, and policy context. The discussion on the importance of fostering student awareness to participate in environmental protection through civic course as a mandatory subject included in the higher education curriculum is inseparable from state and government regulation. This is determined by public officials who have inherent authority to respond to various impacts of societal problems, including intolerant attitude and behaviors of some students. This includes all laws and regulations concerning or related to student role in preserving the environment through civic course. The context of and relevance of Law Number 20 of 2003 to education regarding the importance of environmental awareness is that in Article 64, Paragraph 2, there is civic education must be included in the higher education curriculum. The affirmation of this is very important because lecturers are both a profession and policy actor whose competence is attached to the duties, authority, and obligation to foster environmental awareness in students. Lecturers as educators and scientists who teach citizenship course are integral part of academic community for effective learning about student awareness and responsibility for environmental sustainability. Instilling environmental awareness in students to contribute to its sustainability will be supported by a learning process that involves social relations between lecturer and student that are dialogical, interactive, and contextual. The characteristic of the learning process consists of interactive, holistic, integrative, scientific, contextual, thematic, effective, collaborative, and student-centered nature. Lectures who are consistent with these learning characteristics, including interactive and student-centered, that contribute significantly to achieving the goals of growing student awareness and responsibility in preserving the environment. Furthermore, the theme of environmental awareness can be linked to three themes that can explore and inserted in a relevant and contextual manner: local wisdom, patriotism, and national defense. The explicit affirmation of several legal references in every state or government regulation from public policy perspective will be related to its legality and legitimacy of a political and administrative products. In this context, Anderson argues that its positive form, public policy, is based on law. The government's decision regarding the importance of student awareness to participate in preserving the environment in the form of legislation empowers policy stakeholders, especially policy implementers, namely university leaders and lecturers teaching civics. The Director General of Higher Education decree is policy products derived from a government administrative official contain substantial problems. This is evident in the theme of the decree, which does not specify in the relationship to previous government regulation and general codes that were in effect. This is crucial from a public policy perspective. It relates to the clarity of the status as an operational policy product that is still in effect, whether it has been amended or even replaced. Substance of environmental awareness policies. A key aspect of the Director General of Higher Education decree, as stated in the third dictum, is the affirmation that there are four MKWK, citizenship course in higher education, one of which is the citizenship course. This is crucial and relevant to environmental awareness education because Indonesians with character and civility will certainly not act arbitrarily and abuse their power to damage the environment. Learning through the citizenship course is believed to be an effective deterrent and prevent individuals from engaging in environmentally damaging action in the future. The current reality is that many arbitrary and careless behavior species in managing the natural environment and it left unchecked that will severely harm various aspects of nation and lifestyles. Currently, environmental damage in its various forms has reached an alarming levels. In the current era of democracy and digital governance, various forms of behavior that are highly damaging to the environment are easily recognized by the public, thereby influencing the attitude and behavior of other citizens. As a serious problem that must be addressed seriously, this environment damage must be addressed in a systematic and structured manner involving all elements of the nation in preventive and repressive manner. The relevance between the issues of environmental damage and lecture as actor in education policy is very strong. According to Article 1.13, this academic community is comprised of lecturer and student. As policy actors, that their involvement can be a driving force for the growth of mass movement against environmental crime, which are the real threat that could destroy the nation's vital and interests. In the context of educational policies regarding environmental awareness and responsibility, lecturers are both policy actors and policy implementers. The fact that environmental damage in its various forms across various regions is a policy issue that requires immediate, concrete solution from all parties who still care about the interests of the nation's future, including universities. Along with other parties, both within and outside university, lecture as are part of what then called policy stakeholders. In the perspective of public policy studies, all state and government regulation and on environment education is integral part of the citizens course, which is the public policy in the field of education, together with policy stakeholders and policy environment are three elements that are unity and are reciprocally related, which then call the policy subsystem. This reciprocal relationship is evident in the fact that all state and government regulations regarding the importance of environment education integrated into civic course are the product of political and administrative decisions by public officials who are part of the policy stakeholders. In other words, all educational processes regarding environmental awareness are issued due to the political will and administrative authority of these public officials who, within the context of the political system, are situated within the political superstructures. In accordance with the public policy cycle, various of state and government regulation concerning the importance of environmental awareness education, particularly the Director General of Higher Education Decree, when implemented in higher education institution, will undoubtedly elicit support and input for improvement, both regarding the substance of the policy and the dynamic of its implementation. These hopes for the success of environmental awareness education will be influenced by various factors, including university leaderships. This raises question about the extent of the commitment in the form of financial support and other resources provided by university to enable the lecturer to participate in this special training. Therefore, the seriousness of university leaders, including private universities, in organizing this MKWK, particularly for civic cause, is crucial. Today's national condition requires university to pay greater attention to environmental degradation as a national issue that could undermine Indonesia's future. Among university leaders, especially private universities, there needs to be a strong understanding that education on the importance of environmental awareness, which can be integrated into civic cause in the right step as a manifestation of their dedication to the welfare of the nation and state. In current educational practice, universities should avoid attitude and behaviors of university leaders and their parties that view MKWK are merely secondary or supplementary subjects. The commitment of university leaders is crucial to supporting the state mandate through two laws in the form of citizenship course. Furthermore, it is hoped that students will become citizens with proactive attitude and behaviors, demonstrating concrete steps as a movement to spread love and responsibility for environment preservation. In other words, the academic community of a university will be a model of Indonesia's future as a nation free from various forms of natural disasters due to arbitrary management of natural resources. For example, collaboration between lecturer and student, including those engaged in community affairs, as a realization of the three dharma of higher education, will contribute the intensification of national program to protect the environment. They play a crucial role in continuously emphasizing the importance of patriotism, national defense, and environmental stewardship through various activities on the off campus. As educated individuals, students in this course have gained knowledge and understanding of environmental damage resulting from the selfishness and arbitrary exploitation of the natural environment by some, which is extremely dangerous for the survival of the nations. As a members of scientific community, they will be at the forefront of social change that will open a new chapter in the fight against environment criminals. Conclusion: environmental damage is currently a very serious problem for sustainability of the development and various aspects of national life. Students, as integral part of the nation citizen, have a responsibility to contribute to environmental sustainability, including through civic cause. Education about the importance of environmental awareness embedded in civic cause is one preventive measure in addressing the threat of environmental damage. Several sections of the Director General of Higher Education Decree require refinement to effectively achieve the goals of the environment awareness education. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Mr. Tatang, for your valuable presentation. Now let's take one question from the participant. Is there any question maybe for Mr. Tatang? Okay. Maybe there is no question for Mr. Tatang. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Tatak Sudrajat, for the presentation and your insightful answer. Okay. There was indeed a very comprehensive presentation. No question, yeah. It is now my pleasure to welcome our fifth presenter, and this is last presenter, Mr. Hendy Endrawan from Perbanas Institute, who will deliver his presentation. Mr. Hendy, the floor is yours.
Okay, wait a moment. Yeah, I will share my presentation. Okay. Okay, good afternoon, Miss Vika and all gentlemen. Today I will present about the research from our team. My name is Hendy Endarwan, the doctoral student at Perbanas Institute, and together with my colleague, Mr. Ali Rishad from University Pertiwi, and also Mr. Gary Putra Etwanto from Perbanas Institute. We are very pleased to present our research titled The Implementation of an Inclusive Closed Loop System to Improve the Production Efficiency and Sustainability. This study investigates how inclusive closed loop practices can enhance efficiency while simultaneously advancing sustainability in the manufacturing sector. Okay, today the global manufacturing is facing rising sustainability pressures. The linear take, make, and dispose models continues to dominate the production, but it is no longer sustainability. It generates waste, increases carbon emission, and also accelerates resources depletion. In today's context, industry must rethink their strategies to remain competitive while addressing environmental challenges. The urgency of this research is illustrated by data from the Circularity Gap Report 2024, which shows that only 7.2% of global materials are recycled. Circular models remain underutilized, especially in production processes. Therefore, the operational efficiency and also the development of green supply chains are no longer optional. They are critical strategic needs for the manufacturing sectors. Our research is guided by four main objectives. The first one is to assess the effect of inclusive closed-loop system on production efficiency. The second, to evaluate their impact on sustainability outcomes. Third, to explore the role of green technology, organizational capabilities, and stakeholder coordination. And fourth, to propose the actionable recommendation for industry adoption. Our framework integrates three perspectives: the resource-based view, institutional theory, and stakeholder theory. The resource-based view emphasizes building competitive advantage through valuable, rare, and non-substitutable capabilities. Institutional theory highlights the adaptation to external pressures such as regulation and also societal norms. Stakeholder theory underscores the importance of engaging and balancing the interests of all stakeholders. Together, these three perspectives explain why inclusive closed loop system can create both efficiency and sustainability benefits. To examine this relationship, we adopted a quantitative research design using the structural equation modeling with partial least square. The purposive sampling ensured the respondent had at least 1 year of experience with closed-loop system. Data were collected using a Likert scale questionnaire, and validity and reliability were tested through the confirmation factor analysis and Kronzbach alpha with threshold about 0.7. The, the research follows several stages. The first one is identifying the respondent with the direct closed-loop experience, collecting data through surveys, and conducting measurement validation. Constructs were tested for validity and reliability, ensuring that the model captured the true relationship between inclusive closed-loop practices, efficiency, and sustainability. This step provides a strong methodological foundation for our analysis. Our study shows that the inclusive closed-loop system significantly improve both the efficiency and sustainability. The respondent, 117 in total, were experienced and well educated, with most holding at least a bachelor's degree. The model was statistically valid and also reliable, explaining over 55% of efficiency and nearly 59% of sustainability. Hypothesis testing confirms strong positive and significant effects, meaning that inclusive closed-loop practices are not only effective in enhancing the production efficiency, but also essential for driving sustainability outcomes. The research here we see the confirm that inclusive closed-loop system significantly enhance both sustainability and also production efficiency. Sustainability had the strongest effect, and we found that sustainable practices such as waste reduction and also resource optimization directly contribute to operational competitiveness. This finding supports the resource-based, institutional, and also stakeholder perspective. The implications we see at the right side, the implications are clear. Inclusive closed-loop practices strengthen environmental and also social responsibility, moving beyond purely economic goals. Sustainability should not be seen as a burden. Instead, it acts as a driver of efficiency and also competitiveness. This demonstrates that inclusive closed-loop systems offer a practical pathway to achieving the triple bottom line: environmental, social, and also economic performance. Based on this finding, we recommend embedding the inclusive closed-loop system into daily operation by involving suppliers, consumers, and local communities. Industries should invest in green technologies and also process innovations to reduce the waste and emissions. Policy support through regulation and incentive is also necessary to accelerate adoption across sectors. For future research, we suggest that testing inclusive closed-loop system across diverse industries and employing longitudinal methods to capture the long-term effects. In addition, building human capital is very essential. Training employees in sustainability practices ensures that inclusivity and closed-loop approach are fully integrated into organization culture. In conclusion, our study demonstrates that inclusive closed-loop system improve both production efficiency and also sustainability. Inclusivity is not only drives economic performance, but also strengthens environmental and also social responsibility. We believe this approach provides a strategic pathway for industries seeking sustainable information. Thank you so much for your attention, and we welcome any question. Thank you. I'll give it back to the moderator, Ms. Vika. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Handy, for the informative presentation about closed loop system for sustainability. We will now open the floor for one question, maybe. Is there any question for Mr. Handy?
Maybe the topic is not familiar yeah, for the others.
Yes,
Yeah,
but the sustainability is very interesting now, yes, Mr. Handy?
yes, Ms. Vika.
Yeah, there is a great research from Mr. Handy and team.
Yeah, thanks
Maybe,
to Mr. Ali and also Mr. Gary, my
yeah,
colleague.
yeah, there is a great research, Mr. Handy and team. Maybe no question in here. Thank you very much, Mr. Handy, for such an outstanding and insightful presentation. With this, we have come to the end of the presentation session in Zoom room A5. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to sincerely thank you all of our distinct presenter for their valuable I'm sorry,
Contribution.
contribution. Yes. As well as all participant for your active engagement and thoughtful question. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we officially close this session, allow me to briefly summarize the key insight from today's presentation. From Mr. Ari Usman, we learn about the meaning and value of college education, maybe for working student, yes, highlighting the balance between academic pursuit and professional life. From Mr. Agung Pramayuda, provide us with an analysis of the loan to deposit ratio, maybe there is LDR as an important indicator. And then from Mr. Rizky Bayhaki shared a media framing analysis, and Mr. Tatang Sudrajat with this higher education theme. And finally, Mr. Handy Endrawan and team enrich our discussion with his insightful implementation of an inclusive closed loop system. There is very interesting to improve production efficiency and sustainability. Yes, yeah. Adding another valuable perspective to this academic forum on behalf of the organizing committee. Once again, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all the distinct speakers for their, presenters for their insightful presentation, and to all participants for your active engagement. We hope today's session has been enriched and inspiring, contributing to our shared goal of sustainable development through interdisciplinary collaboration. Thank you once again, and we look forward to seeing you in the upcoming session. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Maybe we can leave this
Thank you,
meeting
Ms. Vika,
room.
and
Thank
all
you,
gentlemen. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
presenter.
you.
Bye.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
See you again next year.
Iya.
See you.
Makasih Bapak.